Hey guys, and welcome to another review by Latency. Today what we have is the brand new, it was only released last Thursday, 1st of March, Friday, sorry. The Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, The Best of Everything, the definitive career-spanning hits collection, 1976-2016. Rolls off the tongue now, doesn't it? So, yeah, this was released a few days ago. It's been in production since, I think it was announced early October. I actually ordered this on the 6th of October, so I've been waiting basically 5 months, nearly half a year, I suppose. 5 months for this to arrive. It was announced only a few weeks after American Treasure was announced, which is why it's been fairly divisive. You got a lot of people saying, "Oh, another greatest hits, the definitive greatest hits," when there's already like 2 versions out. You know, we've just an American Treasure. You know, what do we need? What more do we need? But of course, I think people kind of realised that the people who made this knew it would get sold because it has 2 new tracks, one of which is an entirely new song, the other of which is, of course, the alternate version, extra verse, I think. For The Best of Everything, it's got a different sound as well, and then For Real, the entirely new track, both of which were actually released on streaming before this was formally released, which I thought was just quite interesting. I thought they might have kept For Real until the release day or the day before, but fair enough. I, of course, have still bought it. I had it on pre-order for a while. Many times I thought of cancelling the pre-order, but eventually I thought no. I love this, and it's got like probably about 8 or so tracks that if you don't include For Real and the new The Best of Everything, it's probably got 7 or so tracks, excuse me, that I don't genuinely have. So this collection is supposedly the greatest hits. It's got a few tracks which I don't really know if they're greatest hits or not, but it's not actually called the greatest hits. It's called the career spanning hits collection, but it's basically the definitive greatest hits. Hence the name, The Best of Everything. And it collects work right from 1976, right from their first album, of course, the eponymous Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Breakdown, American Girl, all the way up to 2016, with Mudcrutch and things like that, so it really goes all the way up throughout his career, 40 years. And yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing album. It is genuinely really worth getting, I think. They got a lot of divide, and I think if you've got other greatest hits, you probably don't need it, but I'm going to go into it anyway. So first is the packaging. I've got the 2 CD version. This was released in a 4 LP version and a 4 LP limited edition clear vinyl. The reason why I say limited edition in those kind of inverted commas is because I think there's still technically some on sale, and there's only meant to be about 1,000 or so that were ever made, and people have got numbers higher than 1,000, and they're still on sale, even though they really should have got sold out by now. So I'm just going to imagine there's quite a few times I've seen CDs and vinyl that really should be sold out if they're limited, but they're not. So I'm cynical and skeptical and kind of think maybe they're not as limited as the record companies say they are. But interestingly, this wasn't made just by the record company. This was made hand in hand with the Heartbreakers, as well as Tom Petty's wife and family, much like an American Treasure, and it shows in the packaging. It's a very nice packaging. We've got on the back disc 1 and disc 2, which has got all the same material as the LP. The LP doesn't have any more or any less. It's very thin, which at first I wasn't so sure about, but I do actually quite like it. It's very compact. It's very nice. Digipack. It's got this amazing picture of Tom. I really do love this picture of Tom. It's probably my favourite era of Tom, and it's got in the red writing, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Best of Everything, and then below it says the entire name of the album, or the package, the years it encompasses of his work, all of Tom Petty's work, as well as his work with the Heartbreakers, solo work, and Mudcrutch. I've seen a bit of stick, actually, from some people, because it doesn't include any work by the Travelling Wilburys, which is a fair point. Yeah, I don't know if they couldn't get the rights. I presume they could, but I just thought it was quite interesting. There wasn't anything, if they're going to include Mudcrutch and solo work, but I guess Tom kind of spearheaded, obviously, his solo work and Mudcrutch. I guess it was still kind of his band, so maybe that's why. There isn't anything by the Wilburys, but I thought maybe Handle with Care, or one of his own kind of personal songs in the band, such as, Cool Dry Place, might have gone. But anyway, so opening up, it splits into 3 panels. The first panel, when folded, has this picture. This is probably my favourite band photo. I love this, and I know it sounds stupid, but I love having it just physically there to look at. Of course, we have guitarist Mike Campbell, original bassist Ron Blair, Tom Petty, original drummer Stan Lynch, and then we have little Ben Montench down here, sorry. my hand doesn't really want to focus. And then looking on the left panel, we have a bunch of Tom Petty's albums. Sorry about that. A bunch of Tom Petty's albums, I believe in order. Obviously the covers sort of going up. I don't know if it was, I know what they were trying to do. They're clearly trying to kind of show, if we have the three fold out, it's clearly the album covers trying to go out like that. They're not quite flat, if that makes sense. But as a result, it just kind of cuts off the tops and the bottoms, and I don't know, it looks so only slightly askew that it just looks a little bit wrong to me, but maybe that's just me personally. Then the centre we have this booklet, which has got, I believe, Cameron Crowe, film director, wrote an extended essay for this piece. Just a simple title, and then again we have a lot of his other albums. I'm fairly sure there's a lot of his albums. Trying to think, none others spring to mind. So I think those might be all his albums, but double check. And then we have the CDs here. So, as with all of these kind of things, it could be a bit finicky getting out the CDs, but basically this is CD 1, very nicely, very much mimics an LP cover, you know, so it's got the 1 and the other CD's got the 2, and the other CD, I won't bother getting that one out, it's the same colour scheme, but black, or more, red on black, and it's got all of these different songs. I'll be going through the song selection in a minute, don't worry. And then we have this beautifully made little booklet, kind of like in An American Treasure. So we've got this lovely picture of Tom, and, you know, we've got Cameron Crowe's, I think, sort of meeting with Tom when he was just 27. It's got, I think that's from Long After Dark. That's from Hard Promises, maybe, an inside cover, I can't remember. The one where he's got the Groucho marks, I'm fairly sure it's Dan the Torpedoes. We've just got loads of photos with him. Really nice essay, really nice full-out picture in their clubhouse. And then we've got credits of all the different songs in the album. And we've got some covers of singles, more covers of singles, and then more single covers there, which is very nice to see, actually. So it's packaged very well. As I say, it's very thinly packaged, but I think it's very compact. The last thing I'm going to take a look at is the sort of song selection. As I say, the song selection is pretty much on point. I'd say it does cover most of his greatest hits. Free Fallin', obviously. I mean, I still love that song. Mary Jane's Last Dance, one of the songs I didn't have before this, because I didn't have his previous greatest hits. If I had one of his previous greatest hits, there's actually a good chance I wouldn't have bought this, so I'm kind of good that I held out on buying it. I saw a physical copy of Anthology through the years in my local HMV recently, and I nearly bought it, but I thought no. Because I only had about 3 tracks I didn't have. This has got quite a few. So, Mary Jane's Last Dance, You Wreck Me, I Went Back Down, Saving Grace, You Don't Know How It Feels, Don't Do Me Like That, Listen to a Heart, Breakdown, Walls, Circus, I'm glad they included that. I love that song so much. The Waiting, Don't Come Around Here No More, Southern Accents, Angel Dream number 2. Now, this is the first and probably the only real track on this entire album I tend to skip, just because it's a bit slow and not really my thing. Don't know why that was included. I think the only real proper hit from She's the One I thought was Walls Circus, but I don't know a lot about his later stuff, so I'm not entirely sure about that, and don't take my word for that. However, I would have thought maybe another track that could have been substituted was Change the Locks, Grew Up Fast, something like that, but either way, it's still not a bad track. Dreamville, I Should Have Known It, Refugee, American Girl, and then Best of Everything. Each disc ends with one of the new songs, which, by the way, is actually a very nice version. So it seems more like a slightly slower version, if that makes sense. It seems like it's got more of an aura around it, if that makes any sense. I think people who listen to it might know. And it's got the extra take and, well, the extra verse, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Which version's better, this or the Southern Accents version? I don't know, you'll have to listen to it yourself. They're not worlds apart. Wildflowers, Learn to Fly, Here Comes My Girl, The Last DJ I Need to Know, Scare Easy, obviously from Mudcrutch. You got Lucky, Running Down a Dream, American Dream, Plan B. Again, that was a track I didn't have before. Stop Dragging My Heart Around, obviously with Stevie Nicks. Trailer, Into the Great Wide Open, Room at the Top, Square One, didn't have that. Jamming Me, didn't have that, love that track. Even the Losers, Hungry No More, and I Forgive It All, both of those last two by Mudcrutch, which I think were ones they included in the sort of last section of An American Treasure. And then For Real, this is a great track. I really kind of want it to be like quite a fast-paced rocky track, because the Best of Everything, obviously alternate version, is quite a slow track, but I love this track. I mean, it's pure Tom. I did it for real. I did it for me. Would have done it for free, because it was all that rang true. I did it for real, and I did it for you. I mean, he's basically saying in this track that he would have done it for free. He didn't do his music for necessarily, his bosses or even just himself. He did it for you as well, the listener. All in all, I think it's actually genuinely a really well-made package. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I was slightly worried that the endless delays from October to January to October. I think it was meant to be released on November actually, but I think November to January and then January to February and then February to March. I'm so glad to finally have it. I was worried the hype would be too much for it, but it genuinely is a very good little collection. I think if you're a casual Tom fan and don't have a greatest hits, get this. It's definitely got pretty much all his greatest hits. I cannot lie to you there. 38 tracks. If you're a really big fan, I'd still say maybe get it for the new tracks. And maybe just because it's Tom. I mean, it's not badly priced. I think I got this when it was £11 through the Amazon pre-order price guarantee. Not a sponsor, you'll be pleased to know. But yeah, so thank you for listening. I think this is a really great track. I love Tom Petty. I mean, he's my favourite musician of all time. I was slightly worried this might be a bit of a rip-off. I don't think it is. I think it's lovely. I think it's beautiful. I think it's Tom Petty. It's Lindsay out.